Mr. Ken Smith. Ken Smith's 63rd birthday is fast approaching. Ken has decided to entertain us by poking reverent humor at himself about how aging has affected his life recently. Please put your hands together and help me welcome Ken Smith with Aging Gracefully. Aging Gracefully, Ken Smith.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmasters, our fellow Toastmasters, and our most welcome guest, Mark. Glad you're here today. They say there are 3 signs to getting old. The first, of course, is you start losing your memory. There are a couple more, too. I'm sorry, I think my mind is unprepared for That's an example of that. There was, Arlinda and I realized that we're both having trouble with our memory, our short-term memory particularly. I don't get why I can remember all of the childhood TV shows and almost every episode of them, but not what happened 10 minutes ago. What we did, though, was we're on Kaiser, we went to the doctor, had him check us out, and he determined that we were both actually in very good shape. It's just a short-term memory problem, and he recommended that we write down things so that we don't forget them. Well, the other night, we were sitting watching TV, one of our reruns of our favorite shows, and she asked me if I would get up and get a bowl of ice cream for her. And I said, sure. I started to get up, and she said, don't you think you better write that down? I'll remember that, don't worry. Well, while you're at it, could you put some strawberries on it? Thanks. No problem, I can remember that. No, I think you should write it down. No, I can remember that. And then I was almost to the kitchen, she yells out, would you also put some whipped cream on it? And here's paper and pencil. Please write it down. I don't need to. Ice cream, strawberries, whipped cream. I can remember it. Well, a few minutes later, I came back in with her bacon and eggs. And she looked at me and said, didn't you forget the toast? She called me the other day as I was coming home from work. She said, I heard on the news report that there's a car going on the wrong side of the freeway. And I said, you better call that station. There are hundreds of them. I was talking with a couple of friends the other day about our memory issues. And one of them said, you know what, I was sitting on the edge of my bed one morning and I couldn't remember if I was getting up or laying back down. Another one said, I had the same issue, standing at the top of the stairs. Was I coming in or leaving? I couldn't remember. And I said, well, at least my memory's good. As good as it's ever been. Not like that. Will you get that comment? There is an advantage, of course, to losing your memory. You can hide your own Easter eggs. We have some friends, and they were talking to us about how they came about getting engaged after 5 years of dating. This is an old couple too. And the guy said, or the lady had asked him, I forgot now. I'm not saying I'm old, but my birth certificate was written in hieroglyphics. And of course my driver's license has Roman numerals on it. When I looked at my yearbook recently, I saw Jesus in it. So. I asked Arlinda the other day, I said, dear, when I die, will you please sell all my stuff immediately? And she said, why? A lot of that's precious memory to me. And I said, well, you're young, you're beautiful, you're probably going to get married someday again. And I don't want some other asshole getting my stuff. And she said, what makes you think I would marry another asshole? We share everything. We were at Wendy's the other day, and we buy a single Baja salad, and then we get the toppings for it and things like that. And we got one order of McNuggets. We took it back to the table, and we put everything equally on both sides of the salad so we could share it. And I took the nuggets out. There were only 5 in those packs, so I gave her 2, I took 2, and I split one in half. So we share everything. Some guy was watching us do that, and he's just assumed, I guess, we were poor. And he came by and offered, when he saw me eating and not our Linda, he offered to buy her own meal. And she said, oh no, we share everything, but right now it's his turn to use the teeth. Again, I'm not saying we're old, but Jurassic Park brought back memories. Let me conclude. Memories. With a prayer, we both say. You've heard this one before. God, grant me the senility to forget the people I never liked anyway, the good fortune to remember the ones I do, and the eyesight to tell the difference.
Linda, he dragged you down.
Very good speech.